Hey guys, how you doing? The goal line as per usual with me, John, and I am here. Apologies for last week. Had a few personal problems last week, so I wasn't able to bring you up to speed with the results for last week. So apologies for that, and also apologies for the lateness this week. It's I've had quite a lot. I've been really busy as of late. But I'm here, and if you don't know the results already, I will get you straight into it. There's an early morning early afternoon kickoff earlier today, and it was West Ham and Chelsea, and West Ham went down 3-0 to Chelsea. They were saying that the West Ham defence was not strong enough, and basically they just weren't up to the task. To tell you the truth, I'm not a West Ham supporter. Carol is my wife, but she's kind of lost faith in West Ham. But anyway, we'll get back to that in a minute. So, like I said, we'll get on with the Premier League, and of course, West Ham 0, Chelsea 3, Aston Villa 3, Wolves 1, Fulham 3, Newcastle 1, Leicester 1, Everton 1, Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 0, Southampton 1, Ipswich 1, Tottenham 3, Brentford 1. And there's a game that's got about 9 minutes left. It's still Crystal Palace 0, Man United 0. In the Scottish Premiership, there's only 2 games today. It was Ross County 3, St Johnstone 3, and St Mirren 2, Hearts 1. There's English Women's Super League, Man United 3, West Ham 0, and Everton. Brighton 4, Everton 0. Then we're going to the Championship. Norwich 4, Watford 1, QPR 1, Millwall 1, Sunderland 1, Middlesbrough 0, Bristol City 2, Oxford 1, Burnley 2, Portsmouth 1, Cardiff 0, Leeds 2, Coventry 1, Swansea 2, Luton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Sheffield United 1, Derby 0, and West Brom 1, Plymouth 0. Incidentally, West Brom are now top of the Championship table. Exeter 2, Stevenage 0, Lincoln 0, Wigan 0, Bolton 5, Reading 2, Burton Albion 1, Barnsley 2, Charlton 1, Blackpool 2, Huddersfield 1, Northampton 3, Mansfield Town 2, Shrewsbury 1, Peterborough 3, Bristol Rovers 2, Rotherham 0, Birmingham 2, Stockport 1, Leyton Orient 4, Wrexham 2, Crawley 1, and Wycombe 2, Cambridge United 1. Wrexham are now top of League 1. League 2, Accrington Stanley versus Port Vale was 2-2, Chesterfield 1, Cheltenham 1, Barrow 2, Newport 0, Bradford 0, Wimbledon 0, Colchester 3, Tranmere 0, Crewe 3, Harrogate 0, Grimsby 1, Bromley 0, MK Dons 1, Doncaster 1, Notts County 0, Gillingham 1, Salford 0, Walsall 2, and Swindon 0, Carlisle 2. I just wanted to quickly take a look because the tables have completely changed. Yes, Barrow. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that Barrow is at the top of League 2 by only by goal difference. Not even by goal difference. Because they're both on 16 points, Barrow and Gillingham, but it's they're kind of neck and neck almost, but Barrow is they say is at the top. So anyway, So we'll then go on to the National League. Aldershot 0, York 0, Altrincham 2, Boston United 2, Braintree 0, Tamworth 1, Eastleigh 4, Rochdale 2, Flyd 1, Woking 1, Gateshead 0, Forest Green 2, Hartlepool 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Maidenhead United 0, Halifax 1, Oldham 1, Yeovil 0, Solihull Moors 2, Southend 4, Sutton United 3, Ebbsfleet 2, and Wealdstone 0, Barnet 2, and Forest Green, surprising, believe it or not, is the top of the National League. As you all know, I do the scores for the whole lot. This tablet is playing up as per usual. Yeah, right. Okay, so we'll quickly go. I'm going to quickly go through the Scottish Championship review as well. When this thing doesn't decide to play up again. Right, so Scottish Championship. Morton 2, Eridonians 0, Partick 1, Dunfermline 0, Queen's Park and Ayr United was 1-1, and Raith Rovers 3, Hamilton 3. Into Scottish League 1, Alloa Athletic 1, Kelsey Hearts 0, Arbroath 2, Annan 0, Dumbarton 0, Montrose 1, Inverness 1, Cove Rangers 1, and Sternhouse Muir 0, and Queen of the South 0. And on to the Scottish League 2, Clyde 0, Elgin 0, East Fife 2, Peterhead 0, Forfar 2, Stranraer 1, and finally Stirling 0, Bonnie Rig Roads 2. There was some FA Trophy second qualifying games today, but I can't actually get access to the scores. It won't let me. I'll have to go through Google for that. But I'm going to go for the National League North and South for you. Brackley. So this is North. Brackley 1, Marine 0, Curzon Ashton 1, Peterborough Sports 1, Darlington 3, Southport 0, Farsley 0, Leamington Spa 1, Hereford 0, Kings Lynn 0, Kidderminster 0, Alfredson 1, Oxford 3, Needham 0, Radcliffe and Buxton was match postponed, Rushall 1, Chester 2, Scarborough Athletic 1, Scunthorpe 0, South Shields 3, Chorley 3, and Warrington Town 1, Spennymoor Town 1, and finally into the south, Avery 1, Truro 2, Bath 0, Enfield Town 1, Bournemouth 6, Welling United 0, Eastbourne Borough 1, Slough 1, Hemel Hempstead 3, Farnborough 3, Hornchurch 0, Chelmsford 2, Maidstone United 2, Chesham United 2, Salisbury 3, Chippenham 2, Tunbridge 2, Hampton Richmond 2, Torquay 1, St Albans 1, Weston-super-Mare 1, Dorking 1, and Weymouth 1, Worthing 1. And actually there was a Scottish League Cup, the quarterfinals today. 2 matches there: Aberdeen 4, Spartans 0, and Rangers 3, Dundee 0. But they are matches that are still playing. The Aberdeen and Spartans is in the 88th minute, and the Rangers and Dundee is in the 84th minute. And take a breath. So let me just show you what we got on tomorrow in the way of matches. We've got the more Premier League action. Brighton will take on Nottingham Forest at 2 o'clock, and Man City, the big one, Man City will take on Arsenal slightly later at 4:30. There's Women's Super League. It's Arsenal and Man City at 12:30. How ironic. That's at 12:30. Liverpool and Leicester, and Spurs and Crystal Palace, they are 2 o'clock. The Championship is back at midday. Preston will take on Blackburn. There's a Scottish League Cup as well, another quarter-final match is one there, Celtic versus Falkirk. There is Women's Championship. At 12 o'clock it's Charlton versus Durham. Then at 2 o'clock it's Birmingham Portsmouth, London City Lionesses and Bristol City, Newcastle and Sheffield United, and Southampton and Blackburn. There is and there is some Scottish women matches as well. On Monday we are back with League Two at 8 o'clock. We've got Fleetwood versus Morecambe. That's for Monday for any fans of that. There's the English League Cup third round on Tuesday. 7:45 it's Wimbledon, Newcastle, Chelsea, Barrow, Man City, Watford, Walsall, Leicester, and they're all 7:45. And Wycombe and Aston Villa is at 8 o'clock. League One is back as well. Huddersfield and Blackpool, Leyton Orient and Peterborough, and Wigan and Stevenage. They are all at 7:45. And we have National League. All of them are 7:45. Aldershot, Barnet, Altrincham, Dagenham, Redbridge, Braintree, Halifax, Eastleigh, Woking, Flyde, Tamworth, Gateshead, Boston United, Hartlepool, Rochdale, Maidenhead United, Ebbsfleet, Oldham, Forest Green, Solihull, York, Sutton United, Yeovil, Wealdstone, Southend. There's also the Football League Trophy. 7:45 is Harrogate, Liverpool. That's in the Northern Group E. Northern Group F is Doncaster and Man United. That's at 7 o'clock. The Southern Group C is Bromley versus Chelsea. 7:45. The Southern Group D is Gillingham and Crystal Palace. That's at 7 o'clock. And Southern Group F, Burton versus Notts County. That's also at 7 o'clock. And Southern Group G, Exeter and Tottenham. That's also at 7 o'clock. National League North, Leamington versus Oxford. And then we move on to Wednesday. League Cup action. Arsenal take on Bolton and Liverpool. That's at 7:45. And Liverpool will take on West Ham at 8 o'clock. Then we've got UEFA Europa League stages, Women's Champions League as well. And on Thursday there is more Europa League action. Including Rangers will be in action, Ajax, Tottenham, Lyon, quite a lot. And there's UEFA Women's Champions League, which will take us to Friday. We have Women's Super League, Crystal Palace and Chelsea at 7:30. And Championship, Plymouth versus Luton at 8 o'clock. And League 2, Tranmere versus Salford. So that's for the week ahead. They are still playing 0-0, I do believe, at the moment, which is quite amazing. I thought there would be a score by now. Let me just have a check for you. This tablet is very, very slow. I also think it's the internet connection. Yeah, Crystal Palace and Man United. They're in the last embers. It's the 93rd minute, and it is 0-0. Although Man United have got 66.9% possession, obviously to Palace's 33.1. They've had Man United have had 15 shots. They've had 6 shots on target, 5 shots off target, and 4 block shots. So yeah, that will be over very, very shortly. I just want to go through if there is any headlines. It just says here that with the Scottish League Cup, Rangers and Aberdeen cruising towards semi-finals. Diaz scores twice to send Liverpool top of the table, and Newcastle missed chance to go top with defeat at Fulham. I'm quite surprised about Newcastle losing to Fulham, although I'm from the London area, so I'm more for Fulham. Solanke scores as Spurs come back to beat Brentford, because Brentford scored in the first minute. Late Villa goals deliver win over rivals Wolves. Sorry if you can hear screaming in the background. Someone playing with my daughter. They play fight with my daughter. Obviously, Eddie Howe was saying that losing to Fulham was a killer blow, and the Bournemouth guy was said it's not easy despite beating Bournemouth. Yeah, that's kind of going to do it for all this week, guys. Don't forget to join me next week. I will hopefully be on time next week, and I'll be there to deliver all the goals to you on time as soon as it finishes, as soon as the final results are in. Just to let you know, in the 95th minute, Crystal Palace and Man United is still 0-0. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for this week, and I will see you hopefully at the earlier time next week. Until then, ciao for now.